In April 1970, the San Francisco Chronicle received a letter. It contained the shortest and final message the Zodiac Killer would ever write. The contents were remarkably brief. Above exactly 13 blank spaces, the author had handwritten 3 simple words: "My name is." The FBI, the CIA, and the best professional cryptographers in the world immediately went to work on it. For 50 years, their combined efforts produced the exact same result: nothing. While a team of civilian software developers and mathematicians eventually cracked the longer Z340 cipher in 2020, the 13-character message remained entirely sealed. The brevity of the code was intentional. It was a calculated taunt designed to outsmart anyone who tried to read it. Then, during the 2020 lockdowns, a French engineer decided to test a new theory. He hypothesized that the specific decryption key used for the Z340 might also decode the Z13. His method actually worked, and it produced a name. But in doing so, it exposed a fatal mathematical flaw in the puzzle itself. This diagram illustrates what cryptographers call the unicity distance. It is the mathematical threshold where a cipher is simply too short to contain a single verifiable solution. These 13 symbols expand out into hundreds of intersecting, mathematically equal pathways. Because the code falls below that unicity distance, thousands of different names can fit perfectly into the same sequence. No computing power can definitively prove which is correct. The Zodiac understood this rule. He weaponized a law of mathematics to build an unsolvable trap, ensuring his legend would survive. Despite the unicity problem, the case saw a major shift in late 2025. Cold case investigator Alex Baber bypassed traditional cryptology entirely, deploying artificial intelligence to cross-reference historical data. The system ingested an impossible amount of information. It combed through millions of pages of 1950 census records, military logs, and classified grand jury transcripts. It returned the name Marvin Margolis. He was a former U.S. Navy corpsman with extensive documented training in medicine. That background aligns with the crime profiles. At Lake Berryessa, the killer stabbed his victims with clinical precision, suggesting formal medical training. But the AI found something else. Marvin Margolis was listed as a suspect in a 1947 Los Angeles investigation into the murder of Elizabeth Short, infamously known as the Black Dahlia. Modern technology has potentially tied the 2 most heavily investigated unsolved murders in American history to exactly the same man. While the internet reacted to the Margolis theory, another researcher took the opposite approach. Tim Clausen abandoned the archival data and spent an entire year looking purely at the math. An analytical overlay comparing multiple cipher grids isolates a distinct signature: the word paradise, consistently misspelled with a C. Applied to the final 13 symbols, the math yields a different result. It decodes to Lee Allen. Arthur Lee Allen was the primary suspect for decades. At the time of the murders, he lived at 32 Fresno Street in Vallejo, California. The math holds up elsewhere. Applying that identical logic to the Z32 map cipher produces a decoded confession with his exact house number, 32, embedded directly into the text. This aligns with a mountain of physical evidence pointing to Allen, including the specific typewriter used to draft the letters and the exact brand of ammunition found at the crime scenes. For 55 years, investigators were searching for the killer, while pure mathematics was secretly hiding the address of the man they already suspected. We are left with 2 highly logical answers. One points to a medically trained operative connected to the Black Dahlia. The other points to the original prime suspect. They cannot both be true. This is the reality of the unicity distance. Advanced technology has finally given us the answers, but the laws of cryptography deny us the certainty to know which one is right. Some researchers suggest we've been looking at this backward. They argue the ciphers display amateur coding errors and erratic grammar that don't fit the profile of a mathematical genius. The messy nature of the crimes, including impulsive stabbings and poorly executed letters, points toward a frightened man who simply craved a platform. Today, multiple California agencies and the FBI are still officially working the investigation, paralyzed by this exact ambiguity in the evidence. Meanwhile, 2 survivors, several victims' families, and a partial DNA profile sit waiting for a definitive match that may never arrive. The definitive proof isn't going to be generated by an algorithm. It is likely sitting untouched inside an old cold case file somewhere in California. The 13-symbol trap successfully turned an ordinary man into an unbreakable legend. By dangling a puzzle he knew we couldn't solve, the Zodiac ensured we would be chasing a mathematical ghost for over half a century.